Good evening, Thomas.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, this is our weekly take on the grab bag, brought to you by the First Last the Nerdom. That's our channel name. If you could, please check us out, or actually, I think it's check us out on YouTube. We'd love to see.
Wait, I came very close to dabbing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, whatever the kids do. Yeah, the First Last Nerdom, our YouTube channel. We'd love to hear some feedback. We got a big episode today for our grab bag episode today, Wednesday. We would love to hear some feedback. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like, tell us what comic book are you into, what YouTube channel are you watching. Please share and share alike, and it'll make everything better. And if there's something you don't like, I don't know, just throw it in the trash can because I don't want to hear it. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Be respectful of us, so we'll be respectful to you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We're always respectful to the grab bag. I know it's extra big this week, so we gotta handle it with care, but we'll find a lot of goodies in it.
Yeah, this one is a 4-man lift, almost, not just a 2-man lift for sure. But and with that being said, let's get cracking.
Yeah, we almost had to bring in Kenny. You don't get the reference, you should have watched our main channel podcast.
Yeah, and you will find out a little bit of Thomas lore from back in the day and the First Last Nerdom back when back and then. It's don't miss that show. It's really cool.
Yeah,
we reminisce about thoughts and feelings and whatnot.
And to carry over from last week, we're trying to build First to Last the Nerdom multiverse. I'm sure there's many different versions of Thomas and Mike out there, and but we're trying to make each episode sort of relate to the other one. And so if you don't you don't collect all of the episodes, you might miss out on certain things.
Indeed. Yeah, as we roll on here, great segue into this week. We have where this is a little bit more of a fuller episode than we had. Of course, we had to skip out on last Wednesday. That was my fault, and I want to thank Thomas again for his amazing patience and whatnot as I complete my first big move into a big house and all that stuff. So it's just all by me and my lonesome. So it takes a while. So in any case, I was really looking forward to last week's, and I was sad that we had to push. And you were very graceful in allowing me to do that. So thank you for that.
But in any case, we passed the savings on to you, the constant viewer, because this is an extra big one and has a lot more content than it would have last week. So
it does for sure. Yes.
So we probably should dive straight into the bag and pull something out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. What do you want to lead in here? What do you want to do? The new stuff first?
We should each get a bag or something for
we should,
for the
like
grab.
a prop. Yeah.
Kind of dig around into it. A brief behind the scenes little snippet there for you constant viewers. Our we got our thinking caps on, always trying to give more back to you. I guess we could hit up our big news stories. We got 2 this week.
We do.
One is Miles Thro-ales. We're a couple maybe a couple weeks late on the big thing on this one, but Marvel loves Miles Morales like a lot of people do, and they're like, how can we get more out of Miles? So and hey, we've got the What If series. Why don't we do a mini series with Miles Morales's other various Marvel characters, in the maybe even creating a Miles multiverse. Yep. So they've already done Miles as Captain America, Miles. What if Miles was Hulk. Wolverine? Hulk. And they came out with not too much of a fuss, but with Miles as Thor, Twitter got into a frenzy about this one. It seems they think he got a little too cliche, or his Asgard has shoes hanging from the wire, the telephone wires, which are power wires, which
So
I don't know how Asgard has those. And
so I guess there's some kind of drug dealing that happens in Asgard that we were unaware of.
yeah, and to be honest, we neither Mike or I have read the issue. And then there's some cringeworthy stuff where his hammers spray painted, and he says "Hammer Time." But yeah, I think a lot of the jokes and the lore building, I so to speak, for this kind of fell flat. The creator of the issue is Hispanic. He's not black, and I think they attacked him a little bit on that, not being the ethnically the same as Miles,
Different sort of,
so to speak.
whatever.
Yeah, so
whatever.
and
I would agree with the criticism that the Thor one. I've only read the Thor one. Excuse, not the Thor one. Good grief, the Hulk one. And I wasn't. I mean, I could have easily skipped it and gone about my day without, So I agree with the flat aspect of that for sure.
In the thing is, Perch, which we've mentioned before, I watched one of his videos on it, and he made a very good point. He said that one of the biggest complaints about Miles is that he sort of took over Spider-Man. It wasn't really his, and so he's claiming another character as his own. That's sort of like the biggest complaint people have about Miles Morales, if they're going to complain about Miles. So why would you intensify that by having him claim all these other superheroes as well, like Thor and Captain America and Wolverine? You're kind of defeating your purpose. If you want him to be a Spider-Man, reinvest into that, as opposed to having it kind of dilute the character by making him all these other characters and potentially pissing people off, they actually did with him being Thor.
Yeah, but that's kind of the thing about What If. They're really, when they work and they land, they're really awesome and really remarkable. And when they don't, they're kind of, I hate to say it, but they're kind of throwaway trash issues, like where it's just like, because it doesn't matter anyway, but it's just like kind of whatever. I don't know, maybe,
Yeah.
but I'm there like you are, like you say, if there's a good storyline, and I'm not talking about something that has to be amazing or mind bending, or even to the point like where the normies talk about it. Not even that, just a good, you like Top Gun, right? Or The Accountant. My dad and I were talking about this dumb movie that's The Accountant, that has Ben Affleck and whatever. The point is like, it's just a dumb, mindless action movie, and you there's a lot more of those out there than there are like the best story ever or whatever. But
and whenever you do something like this, okay, now I'm gonna show my other nerdom side. I'm a huge nerd for reality television, certain reality television, and my big one currently I'm diving into is Big Brother. I got Paramount Plus not too long ago, and to watch Star Trek, but also they had all 10 seasons of Big Brother Canada. I've not seen any of those, so I've been plowing through all of those. They're 30 episodes a season, so I'm lore deep into that. But the thing that at this point in I'm way into the seasons. One of the things, the reoccurring thing that they say is, if I make that shot, I better not miss. Or if you take that shot against that other housemate, you better not miss, because they're going to come back and get you. Whereas they took their shot at a What If Thor, and they missed. It didn't, obviously the people it was going to piss off, it pissed off those people, but it also, I think the audience that they were aiming for, it came across pretty tone deaf. And it didn't come across for those people as well. And so the
tokenization didn't quite work in their favor.
Right. and the writer was continuously thrown under the bus. He did, in this article we have here is his apology for it, which that's all good. If the people you were trying to write for didn't like it, I can see maybe why he's apologizing. But I don't see why Marvel's editors that edited the comic book
Mhm.
did not say anything. They were radio silent. So they let the writer go under the bus and didn't say a single damn thing, and it had to go through the editors
Yep.
for it to get published. And I think they should have made a comment either supporting him or maybe saying why they let it get published as is. Um, they have an equal hand in it. I mean, an editor goes hand in hand with the writer, and if something's not working, it's their job to say, hey, writer, this isn't working for Marvel. This is what we kind of want you to do to fix it. And that's why, and then that's what you get when you write for someone like Marvel, or what you should get. Whereas if you're
Support.
an independent comic publisher, obviously the creator, it's all his responsibility.
I
But
agree with that.
with the comic book, it really kind of, the editor should be to blame. And it's kind of questioning, since this is, I think, the fourth issue, and I think the final issue will have all of the various Miles get together in a final issue, which will include Thor-ales. So we'll see see how that one plays out. I think it's by a different writer though, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think I would rather just take the hit of it sucks than like play
Mhm.
to this stage that the stage that is set
Mhm.
for people you're never going to be able to make happy. And then just take the strike and
Right.
whatever. Like, to hell with
Well,
apologizing. What the hell do I have to
Mhm.
apologize for? Like, let Marvel do that. Like that.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, you don't like it, then move on or whatever. But of course,
Yeah.
if you want a job with big corporate, who knows who could have
Yeah.
been prod him in the back to be like,
Right.
hey, you need to take care of this, and then
Right.
whatever.
Right.
Because Disney's on the line there, like
Mhm.
where like they do expect these stars and these artists to apparently pick up after themselves, even
Mhm.
when they didn't necessarily, it wasn't necessarily their fault
Mhm.
from the
Yeah.
fans' point of view. But of course, we live in the era where perception is reality, and something break open, if it breaks across Twitter, then you hear,
Yep.
good
Yeah.
God, you hear
Yeah.
every other sub niche group come after it or something, whatever.
Yeah.
If you don't like it,
And
just don't read it, but whatever.
yeah, and the big stories a lot of times we'll weigh whether or not we want to cover it, but more than likely we'll go ahead and cover it if it's a big issue in the
Yeah,
comic book
absolutely.
world, pun intended, big issue. But it, we don't go out of our way to single anyone out. We don't, neither one of us has time to find a bad comic book to read just to roast it or
Right.
put it down.
Nor
So
nor are those our personality types anyway, to be
mhm.
honest with you.
Right, because I'm going to always think, if you're writing something, you have good intentions unless you prove otherwise. So I have no history or knowledge of the writer of this, so I'm not going to say one way or another where his head was at when he wrote it. I would assume that he had good intentions, and from his apology, I think that's how he kind of portrays it. So I and we're not gonna beat a dead Morales. So we're gonna maybe go on to the next subject unless you had
Oh
another
yeah.
thing to
No,
add to it.
not really. Like, just to say, not much really. Just like, if you don't like something, you find something else. That's how this works. I'm not going to sit here and line up my day of why. So I don't have time for that. Nor do I care to. I'd rather find something.
Like that meme. I ain't got nobody got time for that.
Right. Yeah. So going from one end of the sphere to another, excuse me, what's this guy about? Good God, this looks.
Yeah, all right. So some of you in the audience that are in the know may already know about Mini Dolly, which
Mhm.
I think it takes the name from Salvador Dali. Basically, it's an AI that you could plug various words into, and it will generate images. And so someone made up a word, Krungus, and the AI created its own cryptid or
Oh,
monster.
wow.
So this is an AI generated version of a monster.
Interesting. Huh.
And we're always looking at, we're still trying to find a mascot for our channel. So I thought I wanted to throw him in the ring
In
for
into
maybe
contention. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh,
That's funny.
yeah, can you get a better view of Krungus?
Yeah, I gotta pull up
Mhm.
Twitter here.
Yeah. Good old
Good
Krungus.
God. Holy crap. That is ugly.
Yep. Yeah.
Crazy.
But yeah, where did the AI get this? It looks like it just generated it on its own. And if you've I don't know how much you've played with it, but it comes up with some interesting results.
Yeah,
And
it does. It
and
does.
in fact, I put in the first, the last, the Nerdom in, and I think the AI thought we're maybe religious, and came up with some interesting images. I don't know if you have those on deck to look at, but
Yeah, I don't, and I would be
mhm.
hesitant to pull it up because it would pull up a little bit more private stuff than I want to pull up.
Okay.
But yeah,
Mhm.
like I'll have to queue that up, and I'll definitely add it. I'll add it to the to the description to where you can click on it and see it. And we'll make a point of bringing it up here. And actually, you know what? Let's do this. You know what? Why not?
Bring up the generator itself
Yep. Yeah. So
and
actually,
run it again.
yeah. So I just paused the screen thing there, so nothing
All right.
gets
Yeah.
shared out. And then I'm gonna pull it up here.
Uh,
Meanwhile, while I pathetically look for this in our
yeah.
media files here, I'll let
Mhm.
you entertain the audience as I tap dance. Oh, you know what? I don't have
Yeah.
to wait
All right.
too long.
Okay.
Let me
Yeah.
go back up here and I can pull it up.
Mhm.
Oh, yep, there it is. All right, let me download it real quick here,
Uh-huh.
and then we'll be.
I actually have maybe two things we could search for. We could do the first, the last Nerdum, and then the first, the last, the Nerdum Krungus. I'll see if we can get Krungus mixed in with the first, the last, the Nerdum.
All right, I am gonna do a thing here.
But yeah, so when it was say that it's a cryptid is so like the term that I think the internet sphere has created for things like Bigfoot, for various things like that.
Yeah, so I got it up here. I'm gonna bring. Can you see it? So I've got our show title from a few
Yeah.
shows ago. But anyway, yeah. So
Okay.
so you put up the first
Okay.
last
Yeah.
Nerdum, and this is what it brought up.
Yeah. So it
Right.
looks a little religious. We got some angels. I like that one the best.
Okay, very cool.
I thought maybe he could be our mascot as well. And then there's I think you there, Mike, in your finest robes, and your beard's gotten a
Yeah,
little long.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. For some reason, it did bring up like religious kind of imagery.
there's me after an all-nighter.
Shoot. Oh boy. Yep. Anyway,
Yep.
yeah, no, I like the inverted share. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, the cryptoid. Yeah, I agree with you. I like that one. Or there's like the other one that was like I want to say it was like a Pope hat, but I think it was that one that you called out that was your favorite. I agree with you there. Yeah, this cryptoid. Yeah, so the gist of the story was that they didn't know like where it came from, or
Right.
it was suspiciously detailed because of this made up word.
The AI takes what you put in. See at the top, he wrote in Krungus. But yeah, so people are messing with the AI, see what it can generate, like I did with the first, the last, the Nerdom, and it kind of depends on what the AI thinks you're asking for, and what it and so it generates what it thinks you want. Krungus, yeah. Big Krungus. Yeah. Again, we're doing this live. We'll see if Dally likes us today. A lot of times it takes it either errors out or it takes a little while. So
I had the worst luck, and it'll say too many or whatever the error
Mhm.
message is. It never got it to work right
Yeah.
for me. Like I think I got it to work like one time, and then it was like I typed in something ignorant in there, like poop or something, or along, you know,
Mhm.
scatological humor or bathroom humor, and
Mhm.
like, and it popped up
Mhm.
and was like, damn
Mhm.
it, I didn't want to use that one. I want to use something cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
this thing is gonna, it's not gonna render, but that's okay. Like we'll let it go in the background.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you
There it
know
goes.
what?
Yep, there you go.
So this is Big Krungus.
Yeah, big, I like that middle one.
Yeah,
Or in
that's cool.
the top left one, if he had a bra on, maybe that would
Yeah,
be good.
that might be a little too detailed for
Yeah.
for Tell
Tell
we
you
got
what.
one throwing up gang signs here.
Yeah.
This one looks like it's doing thumbs
Uh-huh.
up.
Uh-huh.
That's funny.
Maybe
Funny.
try putting first lesson Nerdom in again. See if we get anything different or if it's evolved. and then depending on how fast or if it airs out, we could do the first to last, the Nerdom Krungus. See if we can get
Krungus
him
edition.
involved in it. Yeah, Krungus edition. But yeah, we'll include the link for the site in our description so that you could play around with it if you want. But yeah, usually if it won't generate, it'll air out pretty fast. But if it does render, it takes a little while. So that's why we're kind of bantering about here.
Yeah,
Oh,
and they have beefed this up quite a bit, because like when this came out or a few weeks ago or whatever, when it was a hit in the world, it was like it was throwing errors left and right. So like they definitely must have beefed this up, or probably not. They probably just there's not as much traffic.
Traffic, yeah.
Yeah.
It's doing a show on it. It's going to send a whole heap a lot of more traffic to it. So
What? Look at that. That's
oh
so
wow,
funny.
that top left one. Those top two ones are pretty interesting.
No
Yeah.
kidding. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, so it does
Huh.
evolve from what it was. It still thinks we're religious though.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that up because I'm gonna capture a couple of these on the back end.
Yeah,
when the show's
maybe
done.
open up another window and do the first last the Nerdom Krungus. You got me.
Oh, that's cool. I could just screenshot
Oh yeah,
and do
that one's really cool. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, the more inventive you get with it, the AI will play a lot with it. Like it had a lot of words to go on in this one, and really didn't know the thing it latched onto was maybe religion.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, and with that, yeah, I'll leave this up. These will all be we'll publish these or whatever.
Yeah.
And then maybe we can get a poll going in Reddit or something or other.
Yeah. But yeah, do one more with Krungus.
Sure thing.
The first to last the Nerdom Krungus. Yeah. Or Krungus the first to last the Nerdom.
Let me do it.
Yeah.
Should Krungus go before or after?
Maybe before.
What are you?
So that he's like
no.
Krungus is the first to last the Nerdom.
Oh man, my hold on one sec.
Sure.
Keyboard just went kaput.
Uh-oh. Krungus has infected the keyboard.
Apparently.
Krungus is a cryptid. He's in cyberspace. He's he rules all the internets, and he's infected Mike's keyboard. We may have to have a seance to get Krungus out.
You know what? I think the browser just locked up because I thought it was my keyboard.
Oh, okay.
But no, it well, let me stop the share and then maybe see if that okay. Good grief.
Kick starts it. Hey, we're this is a pre-recorded, but we're doing it live, so you get all the fun. You get to see the behind the scenes. When we said that it was an extra big grab bag, we weren't joking.
Boy, I guess my browser just took a crap.
It was Krungus. That's
Kidding.
we messed with Krungus and he messed back.
Yeah, it's locked up. Holy crap. Well, it'll come back. But in the meantime, I will shift gears here, and I will hopefully, if I can get this dumped out here, I will I'll reshift here to a browser that isn't a piece of junk. And it's probably because honestly, it's probably because of oh, good grief.
While you're doing that, I had something that I was going to spring on you.
Yeah.
And I think this is probably a good time to do that. And this hopefully will get the audience involved as well. I was thinking about this, and yeah, we were wanting a mascot for our channel, but also we also need a superhero, and I was wanting you, Mike, to come up with the 5 weirdest superheroes that you know. And then you could also research them too, and there's a various list on the internet, and I'll come up with my 5.
All right.
And so next week, on next week's grab bag, we're going to introduce our 5, each our 5, and then if anybody in the comments wants to add their own in this episode, you could do that in the comment section. And then the next week we'll introduce Mike's 5, my 5, and then any of the audience gives, and then we'll have we'll discuss them and come up with our top 2 or 3, and then let you guys decide which ones you like best. And if we don't hear anything from you, that's cool. We'll decide on our own which one we like best. But yeah, if we could get you guys involved, that would be great as well. So what do you think of the idea, Mike?
I love that idea. I already can think of like a couple junior bench type DC characters that are technically, they're like on they wouldn't even make the farm team for the Justice League. Yeah. They wouldn't even be a farm team. They would be a little bit low, a little bit below that, like maybe collegiate, maybe not. Yeah, I'm gonna leave Dolly alone because apparently that Krungus one. But in the meantime, I've got us up back to like where of course now it's gonna work.
Yeah. It really didn't want us to search that.
Wow, I don't know what it did, but I'm gonna kill that, and I'm gonna tentatively. I have a backup here ready to go, so I'm gonna reshare Firefox. Please work Firefox. I don't want to have to open up these things again.
So, and to do a little bit of behind the scenes here. It is 3 a.m. And so we've learned, this is what happens when you search for Krungus at 3 a.m. And you may get a knock at your door at your new home there, and it may be Krungus. I'm sorry, Mike. Yeah. You were searching. I had nothing involved in that. So
I gotta say, I would strongly advise not knocking on my door at 3 o'clock in the morning or attempting to enter my house in any way, shape, or form, whether you're Freddy Krueger or Krungus or anything like that. So fair warning. But aside from that, maybe it'll visit my nightmares here. More likely.
3 a.m. Yeah. Have you seen those type videos on the internet? They have those don't search for Freddy Krueger at 3 a.m. or don't call
Candyman
the Frog. Don't call the devil at 3 a.m.
Don't go in the mirror and 3 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock or 12:59 or the witching hour or whatever at 3 a.m. That's what they call the witching hour, and say Candyman however many times, and then I'm scared. All right, well, with that that kind of covers I didn't have any news segments to pick up on for any of that, but I think that with that out of the way, we're back on the path here. And did you want me to jump in first, or did you want to hop in with one of these awesome comic book picks you have here?
I think I'm a little top heavy, so might as well, I guess, start with. There's a couple of graphic novel collections of things that I'm going to recommend. I think Barbaric is one of them. I got there, yeah. So here we've got a Conan the Barbarian type guy that's bloodthirsty, and he's pretty evil, and then these witches curse him to only do good deeds, and curses and gives him an axe that gets drunk on blood and is basically kind of his conscious. So he's got a talking axe that is his conscious, that's always pushing him to do the right thing. So you've got this bloodthirsty guy that with the bloodthirsty axe that has to do good things.
So it's like a Jiminy Cricket is in his axe, or his axe is Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah, a drunk one that wants to drink blood.
Blood.
So yeah, and they get up mixed up into some sword and sorcery stuff. And I think this collects the first 4 issues. And then I noticed that the newest, the second series of comic books is gonna start in 2 or 3 weeks. So it's a hardcover. It's available through Amazon. Hardcover. It's I think it's like it's $17, so not much for what you're getting. You're getting a hardcover. Awesome. Looks like over 100 pages graphic novel. So yeah, it's a definite recommend. I got it when it was coming out in single issues. But yeah, so yeah, if you want to get caught up on the series and then read it as it comes, the second volume that comes out in a week or two, then you're set.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. With that, I'll have to check that one out for sure. Well, we can ping over to mine. I wanted to do. I covered this. I'm a little bit comic book light this week, but I did. I realized I had talked about these, quite a few of these, and I kind of picked out a few of my favorites that I would recommend. And then, of course, what I'm talking about is DC has a very solid animated movie that are a little bit more not upscale, but they're a little bit more teenager and up, maybe. Not really for kids. They're not too risque, but they definitely have themes and a little bit more adult, themes are a little bit more on the rated R side than PG-13 side, somewhere in between there.
It's not quite Akira, but it's not Animaniacs.
Oh God, no. As far as quality goes, these are not even in the same league of quality as Akira or that. But I'd say they're good, solid base hits. If you want a good storyline, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll go back in the comic books and they'll just retell that tale. They adhere pretty strongly to the comic books, but I haven't recommended Red Sun yet, but the comic book is good.
I read the graphic novel that collected it, and it's a high recommend on my part. I haven't seen the animated one, but the graphic novel itself, I highly recommend that.
I'd say the graphic novel and the comic book stories are going to be a little bit like probably a step above what these are as far as quality goes, but for what it is, they don't screw up the storyline. So they pretty much they do a little finagling here with the animated to make it fit, but you're never going to go wrong with this. Like with these, but the one of my favorite ones that I like to watch is Red. They did this one not too long ago, Superman Red Sun, but again the comic book is also solid, but the animated one is maybe a step below the storyline. Graphic novel you're going to get more entertainment out of, in my opinion, but if you like DC, you're a DC fan, these are you're going to be satisfied, I think, for sure. You might, now if you're on the cutting edge of nitpicking every little thing, you're probably not going to like it, but if you can just take it at face value and just roll with it, you won't be disappointed, for sure. But that's what I would recommend. And I've talked about these kind of quite a bit throughout the show over the last months, and but anyway, not much to say, but this storyline is pretty straight down the middle. This one is the broad brush strokes is like Superman, alternative universe. Superman lands in Russia, and then it kind of goes from there. So he becomes a Russian Superman, and then it's a very good take. But with that, where do you want to bounce back up to on your side?
Might as well the other graphic novel, A Righteous.
Oh, righteous. Yep, righteous thirst for vengeance. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
interesting.
Yeah, and this is another graphic novel. It collects the first 5 issues of the series. I think issue 9 came out last week. But it's written by Remender. He's a pretty decent writer. He's been with comic books for a while. But this one's interesting. It's about a guy who goes into the dark web and stumbles upon a contract killing, and he decides to get involved with that to help the people out. And obviously bites off a little bit more than he could chew. And this is really told through images. It's not, there is some dialogue, but it's mostly action, and like I said, told through action. So some people don't like that. They want a little bit
naked panels.
Yeah, so some people like to be able to read their comic book,
right?
Whereas I don't mind. A completely wordless comic book is fine if you tell a great story, and this is a great story. So, but keep in mind that you'll probably read it pretty fast. So, and some people want to I guess be able to read a story that takes maybe 10 or 20 minutes to read, as opposed to reading it in 5, but for what you pay for it. But yeah, it's a big recommend, but with that caveat.
Awesome, very cool. Yeah, I'm definitely, I love that. Like I'm like you, like I don't need to read it. Like I can just go off of the panels, and sometimes it's more fun that way too, because again, I think the genius of a lot of these properties and whatnot is less is more. And I kind of touched on that in our last main show. Go check it out. But in any case, I agree with that. Like there is kind of like you are made to read it and go from there for sure. And with that, kind of hopping over back on my side of the fence, I had this the Injustices, again, animated one, and basically this is a different, I'm not as familiar with the comic book storyline, if at all, but this one played out very good, and I was kind of surprised by it. Again, this is like not it's not amazing, but it's a solid, you want good entertainment, you want a good, what's the runtime on this guy? Like an hour, a 2-hour movie, this is like one to check out. I do recommend it.
And a lot of those either are on HBO Max or rotated into it because it's DC is Warner Brothers. So
yes, they used to be on DC Infinite Universe? Or something. Yeah, thank you, DC Universe, like where they had a whole section. I think they moved them over to HBO, and of course I believe you can pick these up and rent them, buy them, or just watch them. Like you said, probably the best way is HBO Max. I believe they're on for sure today. But with not much to say, just saying, like I love these. Like it's just a nice little kind of change of pace, just to have just something that stands alone. And none of these are like, as far as I know, they're all standalone. They're all just kind of covering the comic book story, and going. And again, the same thing. Even though I'm not familiar with this comic book storyline, like I am with the Red Sun. Again, if you like the comic book story, you're going to get a little bit more entertainment value out of that one. But this is nothing to sneeze at it at all. It's solid. It's solid. But with that, we'll bounce back up to your side.
Oh, and before we go on, I had one of those crazy thoughts with HBO Max. I was thinking if they came out with HBO Max during the 90s, they would have a wacky cool character. Maybe that frog that Warner Brothers had. Wasn't that they had the frog?
The Michigan, I can't remember his name, but
he could be the mascot for HBO Max, and he could go, take HBO, to the max with HBO Max.
Michigan J Frog. I was right. I was
Yeah.
I was partially right. Michigan.
Yeah.
Just remember,
Yeah.
God, where the hell did that come from in
Yeah.
the brain?
Maybe if
Anyway.
it wasn't Michigan J Frog, maybe they should bring back for a new generation his son, and he could be hip and cool and take HBO to the max with HBO Max.
Yeah,
that's free HBO. Even though Warner Brothers has screwed us over in the past, I'm giving you that gift to bring in even more consumers and eyes to your streaming service. So
Indeed.
yeah. So be on the lookout at vigilant viewers if you see a frog, go and take it to HBO Max.
Yeah, absolutely. And
that was my idea.
It is pay the man, or I should say pay the man, because you'll be up here and and the thing will be to the anyway.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that the Warner Brothers is that sleeping on some
I know,
a money machine here.
Yeah, no, the 80s has been done to death at this point with Stranger Things and everything. The next big thing is the 90s. So you're gonna have to bring back the 90s. I know this makes us feel old, but yeah, 90s is nostalgic at this point. So
it is. Holy crap. Oh, excuse me. Oh man. It's 3:00. Morning comes early.
3 a.m. Yeah.
And with that being said, yeah, Batman or Redman, you want to hop into?
Yeah, let's keep it with Warner Brothers and finish up with Batman, and then
all right. Well, we're gonna hop into Batman.
Yeah. All right. And this is a great time to hop on into Batman. This is with issue 125. They have a brand new creative team. You got Chip Zdarsky and Jorge Jimenez, which Jorge is a great artist and Chip is a great writer. Chip, you longtime watchers may remember I've extolled my praise on him for his run on Daredevil, which he's going to continue writing. They're relaunching Daredevil with both Matt Murdock as Daredevil and Elektra as his sidekick Daredevil, or maybe they're just co being Daredevil. But yeah, he's going to continue writing Daredevil, but then also write Batman on the Batman title. Now they're going to start a new creative team on Detective Comics as well, which I believe that's going to be Ram V, who's also a great writer, starting on Detective Comics. So if you kind of like Batman and didn't want to jump into some random storyline that you're going to be lost on, this is a brand new creative team. Great time to jump on Batman, and then I'll let you know when the new team starts on Detective Comics. And this Batman comes out, if you're watching it this Wednesday that it comes out, it came out today. So
yeah,
go ahead and pick it up. I haven't read it yet, so I don't know how good it is, but I would assume it's pretty good.
Yeah, and just to kind of call this, I don't think I've ever recommended it, but I've read it. He did Sex Criminals with Matt Fraction.
Okay.
And that's a good solid alternative, indie not alternative, indie comic book to check out as well. So definitely talent for sure. That's awesome that they're stacking up that talent with Batman. That's good.
Yeah, and like I said, he did a great run on Daredevil. He really knows how to handle that street level fighting crime superhero character. So I think he's a perfect fit for Batman.
For sure. That's awesome. Very cool. Yeah, I think
that cover, that main cover looks great. I was looking at the variants, and that one probably is the best one, I think.
Yeah, I like that yellow and black one, classic.
Yeah, that one's cool. The red one looks just like the movie poster, but
it does. Yeah, that's a little bit too on the nose for the movie, for it being so recent, to be honest, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That you're right about that. I like that purple. Good coloring and whatnot on it.
Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
I gotta check that out, man. I like a good Batman. I gotta catch up on some ones that I've got out there. But with that, I think I'll jump into mine, and for some reason it doesn't have the one that I wanted to look for on this particular one. It was the it was an
that's
older
Krungus again. He's messing with your
probably.
your picks now. I'm sorry I cursed you with Krungus. I don't know.
Yeah, the one that I wanted to do was the Marvel Zombies series. There we go. This one. It's an oldie but goodie, oldie but golden. But it basically it's a very I think you can get this all in one whole compendium. But it's just like when I started reading this, I was like, oh, whatever, and then I fell into it and then just started reading it. Not I don't know why they have this. What I'm talking about is the 2004 to 2005, or excuse me, 2005 to 2006. Not this 2014 one. I don't know what that one is, but in any case, the one I'm talking about is just a series from 05 and 06. But it kind of just goes through, and it's very good, very good. It's alternative kind of throwaway, what if type kind of sort of thing.
And if I remember,
like
it's Robert Kirkman before he started writing Walking Dead. So
I believe you're
his first forays into zombies.
Yep. He definitely worked out some ideas here first, some rougher ideas, and then he went on to do Walking Dead, and that was amazingly good. On the time,
made him a millionaire. So several times over, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'd just say The Walking Dead, the TV show. I'd say you probably want to cut it off around season 3 or no later than season 5, or even better. Originally, when it was on AMC or A&E, or was it AMC? Yeah, it was AMC. It was just a mini series. So it's 6 episodes. Nobody knew about it. Just cut it off there, and you'll be happy. Just walk away. Comic book, different story, completely different genre, but
read it all the way through.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that one's you want to read all the way through for sure, if you do anything. But the TV show, anyway, zombies or not, this is one that I had been meaning to mention in times past, but and with that, I think we can go up to Redman.
Yep, that's the last comic book I had.
Now, what's going on with this one?
It's by the creators of Ultraman. Basically, it's a I don't know if he's a robot or what, but he's fighting giant kaiju, and he's fighting one in this first issue. And this one, much like a Righteous Revenge, this one's very low on the word count. It's mostly action. So if you like big monsters and robots fighting big monsters, and that's the cover I got for it, that alternate one. But yeah, if you like big monsters and robots fighting them, this for you. If that doesn't pique your interest, you're not gonna like it. But yeah, if you're at the comic book shop, maybe flip through it. So because if the art doesn't sell you, then like I said, there's not a whole lot of plot or dialogue. So but yeah, it's just a big fun sort of robot fighting kaiju kind of story.
Cool. Very cool. Very neat. Yeah.
And when I say kaiju, if you're kind of confused on that word, that's basically Godzilla type creatures.
Right. Yeah.
Like Japanese big monsters.
Right. Yep, for sure. And with that, the last one I have for my side was the this is actually what kind of kicked this off. I hadn't seen this one, and I watched it and I sat down. I was very impressed with it. It was really cool. It's just kind of like throwing it back to some alternative original Justice League, Justice Society, World War II. They do FDR in here and some other things. It's very well done. But again, this is just fun thing to kind of jump into for 2 hours. Again, it's not amazing quality, but it's a solid hit. You'll be entertained. And in any one of these 3, you might find purchase, so to speak, for liking this stuff. But not much to say. It's just a good solid. Just want to watch something, cue it up.
Oh, and I didn't give you a link, but with your movies, I remembered the new season of the Umbrella Academy is out on Netflix, which is based off of a Image comic book that's written by Gerald Way of My Chemical Romance fame. But yeah, this is the third season. It's about a group of misfit superheroes that that in the second season, the first season they're trying to find out who killed their Professor X type leader, and then
schoolmaster or something.
yeah, schoolmaster, yeah, and then the second season they do a little bit of time traveling, and then this one they make it back to their time, but maybe it isn't. Maybe it's an alternate timeline.
Okay.
So this is pretty entertaining. I do enjoy. I enjoyed the comic book, and the show is the right amount of quirkiness that I enjoy. So I'm watching this instead of the Stranger Things that everybody else is watching.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not a huge Stranger Things fan, but I do enjoy Umbrella Academy. So if you're looking for, if you've binge watched Stranger Things and looking for something else to watch, you haven't given Umbrella Academy a try, you might want to give it a try.
Yeah, I
You like-
think yeah, I watched Stranger Things through season 2, I think. And then I kind of fell off a cliff from it. And I did watch season 1 of Umbrella Academy, but I never followed up with season 2. It's just like one of those things. But the same thing is like Altered Carbon, is season 1. And I know that, I think they have season 2 or 3 out anyway. But I saw this was dropping in the Nerdom, because I saw some friends post about it on Facebook, that it was out. But yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm 2 episodes in. I'm past the days of binge watching a series in a day. I don't like doing that. So I'll watch an episode or 2 a week, and that'll give me something to watch continuously. And I think probably Netflix likes that as well, because I keep their subscription going as opposed to killing it when don't have nothing to watch.
Indeed. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the season 1 was interesting. It was pretty good. Definitely different take on the superhero kind of dynamic.
And Ellen Page is transitioned into being Elliot Page, and they deal with his transition in the first few episodes of this season as well. So
interesting. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, with that, I think I covered all on my side. Yeah, we can hop in the YouTube realm.
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool. All right, so you had Josh.
Yeah, let's yeah, Josh Strife. Starface. Yeah, it's fun to say his name.
It is.
It's a fun channel and fun to say his name. But yeah, he his best known series is a worst MMO ever series, which I think is his claim to fame. But basically, he goes through and reviews bad MMOs or good ones as well. He if you look at Steam under MMOs, there's countless of them. So he's going through and reviewing them all. The latest episode kind of ties in with our theme of Star Wars this week. He covers Star Wars Old Republic and gives his take on it. His which yeah he begins the video by saying I'm pissing off the internet by saying good things about a Star Wars product, and I'm pissing off another section of the internet by saying bad things about a Star Wars product.
That's funny.
He's very much aware of the current fan situation with Star Wars, and he has fun with that. He's a British guy, so if you like the British accent, that's always fun to listen to. And he's a very funny guy. He comes from an acting background, so he's very personable person with his stuff. So even if you don't care about the MMO he's reviewing, a lot of times he makes it fun just by talking about it. He also dips into scams, like Kickstarter scams as well, like that Earth 2. I don't know if you're aware of Earth 2, but basically they made up their kind of version of Google Maps, but it's their version, and they were getting people to buy sections of the Earth 2. They get to buy those, and with their in-game currency that you buy with real dollars, with the thoughts of they're going to eventually make a huge big world. They're going to make the world an open world, so to speak, game, with the same graphic fidelity of Red Dead Redemption 2. This massive world that's going to be in VR as well. So you need to get in on the ground floor to be able to buy up the best places on Earth, because later on you could sell those to other players at a higher price, higher premium. So basically it's a kind of a scam. You're never going. We'll be surprised if Earth 2 ever gets to the point where it's actually a game. But they're gaming. It seems to be they're gaming their audience by or their fans, and then they do have the people that are buying into it.
Yeah, they this brings to mind Second Life, and we'll have to talk offline about Second Life, because I just had a memory that I remember that we both share about that.
Okay.
But when the people that were into this into Second Life, they were into it, like lock, stock, and barrel. So I'm sure there's going to be some diehards, but yeah, good luck.
yeah, and it kind of plays on that. If you don't get in now, you're going to miss out kind of mentality, like with NFTs and cryptocurrency and all of that stuff. And he also, I know that there's been some controversy over that Diablo Immortal game, where it's sort of like a game for whales, and is just basically a cash grab. So he kind of dives into that. Yeah. But yeah, he kind of covers all things MMO. He also has another channel where he reviews old games and does let's plays of other games as well. I think it's Strife Phase 2 or something, or plays. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
So it's not a huge channel at this point, but yeah, it's good. I watched that one where he did Was It Good Tomb Raider, and it's a little over an hour, and I was kind of curious how those videos are, and he does a really deep, he goes back and replays the old game and kind of compares it through his first run through as a younger person, and his current run through, and compares and contrasts what his likes and dislikes were previously and what they are now. And it was really fun because I remember fond memories of playing Tomb Raider, that first one, and so it was kind of fun going back through it, because he does he shows himself playing through the game as he talks about it, so you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that. And it's kind of a fun, and he, like I said, he's a very personable person. It's fun listening to him talk, and he makes some funny commentary. So yeah, it's highly enjoyable that I watched that, and I saw some other ones of his Was It Good that I would like to maybe watch as well.
Yeah, I want to see this Devil May Cry, because that was an awesome game back in the day when it came out. It was very cool, very cool. And Medal of Honor too, I remember that. Of course, I remember too, like when every friggin' first person shooting game was based in World War II, and it was like God, they did that forever, and then they finally did the more, a completely different take on. Anyway, but yeah, that's cool, very cool.
And you're always talking about getting on the ground floor of a creator at their prime. It's kind of fun to see his channel grow, because he also has a Patreon, and his goal, he at the beginning when I first started watching him, he would show a full screen of all his Patreon contributors, and you could actually read the names. And he said, I'm gonna keep it as one page as my Patreon grows. It's gotten massive, his massive
Really?
Patreon, to the point you can't really read it. There's very numerous rows of names, and it's just amazing to see all the names on there. And but yeah, it's really nice that that his channel's grown, and he's doing quite well for himself from that Patreon page.
Oh,
but yeah,
for sure. Yeah,
uh,
that's awesome.
mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
And
Yeah.
that's a cool way of doing it, because some of the other ones I watch, like say Slopes Game Room, he does a little thing at the end of his videos. He shows all the names kind of streaming across the bottom, where you could see the names, and I guess that's kind of cooler for the people that contribute. Say, oh yeah, there's my name, but the person that's watching it that isn't a Patreon member really doesn't get a whole lot out of that. But getting that whole screenshot of all of those names on his, you kind of see how big his channel is growing, and it's really impressive.
That's awesome. Yeah, yeah. There are I know what you're talking about. There are quite a few YouTube channels like where they'll kick that in as like they'll kick it over as like a benefit or whatever if you're in the right tier or whatever level. But yeah, I've seen that before. It's really cool that they do that too.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. For anything else before we go on to Mike? Okay, cool.
No.
Yeah, mine's pretty straight up and pretty mundane. But this is one of the more favorite comic book YouTube channels I like to follow. And he'll also he'll cover also, kind of big storylines that are going on or the latest property that's out. But it's just a classic straight down the middle. If you're a little fuzzy on the storyline, his are all pretty short. If you want longer ones, but he kind of gives you the broad brush strokes, so you can kind of get oriented on what's what. And he'll also do a spotlight too from certain characters and whatnot. But the variant, I can't think of the guy's name. I'm so horrible about that, but yeah, Tim Connolly, I think. But it's just really cool. But I remember I was on his joined his channel like when it was he's got like almost 2.5 million now today, but it was like I don't know, 700K when I came along. I didn't quite get on at the very start, but like when it was still there. But it's one of my favorites that I like to rotate through. But just good, solid. If you like balls and strikes, call straight calls. Like it's just pretty good to hop in, and he'll kind of do power scaling a little bit. He'll do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but it's just kind of cool for those that love comic books that are a little bit more casual, but want to know a little bit more on a storyline or a character or something like
filthy
that.
Casual, as you say.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I'm totally a filthy casual when it comes to comic books. Now, my knowledge and whatnot has been shored up like 1,000% just since us doing the show, and you've rubbed off on me for sure. On the comic book book ones for sure, but not much to say about it, but recommend it. Just a good solid one that I like. It's probably one of my top 3 comic book YouTube. My first one is Comics Explained, which I recommended a long time ago. They keep the politics out of it. They're just the comic books, whatever. So it's not like that. But I think that brings us up to the end of our show. But boy, we covered a lot.
The end creeped up on us like Krungus did.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, Krungus almost brought our show down.
Damn you, Krungus.
Yeah.
So remember out there, kids, don't play with Krungus.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, life finds a way.
Krungus finds a way.
Yeah, Krungus will find a way to gremlin up your stuff.
Yeah,
for sure.
And watch out if Krungus is Morbin, because then you're even worse off at that point.
I think that's the famous saying nowadays is whenever somebody doubles down, that they're getting a double dose of like being wrong.
Yeah.
So don't tempt fate. Morbin. Don't do it. But with
Yeah.
this has been our grab bag show, and
Yeah, we're closing it up. But yeah, remember, we're looking for your recommends for weirdest superhero, weirdest or strangest or just oddball superhero. We want our mascot superhero, and we want a mascot for our channel. I know we're doubling up, but yeah, if you have a suggestion for either, currently, if you watched our main channel podcast, in the running is the headless Han Solo action figure.
Yep.
Which, if you're confused by that, watch our other show,
Origin story.
Origin, yeah. But yeah, I'm drawing a blank. What other ones did we have? We had maybe Krungus, but I don't know at this point.
Yeah, and I think we had a couple like random first last nerdom from Dolly Mini that we'll post up on our channel.
Yeah,
for folks to look into. Yep. With that, I've been Mike,
and I'm Thomas. Like, subscribe, comment, and then if you have any suggestions that you could throw into the grab bag, we'll work on getting a prop grab bag for each of us. And but yeah, see you in the funny pages.
See you in the funny pages too. That's awesome.